I think if anyone would know about aliens on Earth, it would probably be me.
There are many opinions about the existence of aliens, including from experts and non-experts alike. However, is there evidence that we should expect to be visited by aliens soon? Billionaire investor and inventor Elon Musk, who also happens to nurse huge space ambitions, has shared his thoughts on intergalactic beings, explaining why aliens have not been able to come close. What did Musk say about these extraterrestrial beings, and how soon will they visit us? Stay tuned as we dissect Musk's interviews about aliens. Elon Musk is a visionary and one of the most prominent entrepreneurs of our time. He's the creator and CEO of several companies, including SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, and The Boring Company. He is particularly interested in space travel and colonization, as well as artificial intelligence and neural interfaces. But what does he think about aliens and alien technologies? Well, Musk has argued that the government would not hide the existence of aliens from the public, but rather use them as an excuse to increase the defense budget. Musk's fascination with alien technology is reflected in his ambitious ambitions and innovations. He has stated that his goal is to make humans a multi-planetary species, and he has created reusable rockets, Starship vehicles, and Starlink satellites to accomplish this. He also envisions a global network of underground tunnels to relieve traffic congestion and enable high-speed travel. He is also invested in brain-computer interfaces, which have the potential to improve human cognition and communication. Musk's concept is influenced by science fiction and his own imagination, but it also incorporates actual scientific understanding and engineering techniques. And he has stated that he reads many books and papers on the topic of aliens and learns from experts and collaborators. He has also stated that he values criticism and comment since it allows him to develop his ideas and goods. And in answer to a question on Twitter, he joked that he might be an alien himself. He has also theorized that aliens might exist in a different dimension or plane of reality that is not visible to us. Musk is interviewed a lot, and the subject of aliens often comes up.
Imagine you're very confident that we were going to be visited by super intelligent aliens, let's say 10 years or 20 years at the most. Super intelligent.
So you think within 20 years we'll have alien on Earth?
Well, digital superintelligence will be like an alien.
When pressed further on whether aliens exist or not, here is what Musk has to say.
It will be like an alien.
Yeah.
But my question is, do you think there is other intelligent life outside the Earth?
It seems probable, but I think this is one of the great questions in physics and philosophy, is where are the aliens? Maybe they're among us, I don't know. Some people think I'm an alien.
The interviewer goes on to ask if Musk thinks we will make contact with aliens soon.
Alien to this land. Do you think we'll make contact with alien within the next 50 years?
Well, that's a really tough one to say. I mean, if there are super intelligent aliens out there, they're probably already observing us. That would seem quite likely, and we just are not smart enough to realize it.
Now, some skeptics might argue that despite decades of research, no definitive evidence of extraterrestrial intelligence has been discovered, and there is a name for this known as the Fermi paradox. It is named after the scientist Enrico Fermi, who famously inquired, "Where is everybody?" However, one plausible explanation for the Fermi paradox is that aliens are already watching us and have the technology to contact us, but they choose not to for a variety of reasons. This response implies that aliens are aware of our existence and are interested in us, but they're also motivated or constrained from revealing themselves or engaging with us. This possibility is investigated by a number of theories and hypotheses, each with its own set of assumptions and implications. According to one belief, aliens calmly observe us like zoo animals without interfering or engaging with humans. This notion, sometimes known as the zoo hypothesis, proposes that aliens may have a scientific or ethical purpose to observe humanity from a safe distance in order to understand our natural evolution or civilization. Aliens, for example, may wish to learn more about our biology, history, psychology, or society. or they may wish to respect our species' autonomy and sovereignty. Alternatively, aliens similar to the Star Trek Series 1 may have a prime directive-like edict that prohibits them from contacting less sophisticated civilizations. Another belief holds that aliens will not contact us until we have reached a specific degree of development or maturity. This notion, sometimes known as the threshold hypothesis, proposes that aliens have certain requirements or standards that we must achieve before we are ready or worthy of contact. Aliens, for example, may wish for humanity to accomplish a specific degree of technological, scientific, cultural, or ethical growth, or they may wish for us to overcome certain hurdles or problems that we face as a society. Alternatively, aliens may prefer that we initiate contact by sending signals or messages indicating our interest and readiness for communication. A third notion is that aliens hide from humans or make themselves inconspicuous in order to avoid potential danger or conflict. This notion, sometimes known as the stealth hypothesis, proposes that aliens may have threats or opponents that they dread or battle, and they do not want to expose themselves or humanity to them. Extraterrestrial civilizations, for example, may be anxious about other hostile or predatory extraterrestrial civilizations that may hurt or exploit them or humanity. Or they may be concerned about our own aggressive or violent tendencies that may endanger them or their interests. And the aliens, on the other hand, may have secrets or agendas that they do not wish to discuss or divulge to anyone. A fourth idea holds that aliens have attempted to contact us in the past or present, but we have not recognized or understood their signs or messages. This notion, also known as the misunderstanding hypothesis, suggests that aliens have alternative forms or ways of communication that are incompatible or incomprehensible to ours. Aliens, for example, may communicate using different languages, symbols, codes, frequencies, media, or dimensions, and humans may lack the expertise or technology to decipher or interpret them. Alternatively, aliens may have distinct communication intents or expectations, and we may mistake their meaning or purpose. These are some of the conceivable explanations for why aliens are already studying us and possessing the technology to contact us, but do not do so openly or directly. These theories, however, are founded on a variety of assumptions and guesses that are not supported by empirical facts or logical reasons. As a result, they do not provide conclusive or definitive answers to the Fermi paradox. They are more or less speculative scenarios that investigate some of the possibilities and challenges of interstellar communication and contact. The likelihood that any of these theories are correct is dependent on a number of unknown or uncertain factors and variables. It also depends on one's viewpoint and assumptions about the nature and behavior of extraterrestrial intelligence. Based on their particular preferences or prejudices, some people may find some of these theories more credible or appealing than others. One approach to this topic, however, is to employ Bayesian reasoning, which is a means of updating one's opinions depending on new data and prior knowledge. Based on one's initial beliefs and expectations about alien intelligence, this method allows one to assign a prior probability to each theory. The likelihood can then be updated based on fresh information or observations that support or contradict each theory. For example, the Drake equation can be used to estimate the prior probability of extraterrestrial civilization's existence, and then the SETI data can be used to update this probability based on the presence or absence of detectable signals. This method allows you to examine and assess many theories and hypotheses about alien intelligence and contact, and then adjust your beliefs accordingly. This method, however, has several limitations and obstacles, such as the quality and quantity of accessible evidence, the reliability and validity of the sources, data interpretation and analysis, and the subjectivity and ambiguity of prior knowledge. But why does Musk think aliens might be observing us already?
I can do some back-of-the-envelope calculations, and advanced alien civilization that was at all interested in populating the galaxy without exceeding the speed of light. Even if you're only moving at, say, 10 or 20% of the speed of light, you could populate the entire galaxy in, let's say, 10 million years. Maybe 20 million years max. This is nothing, in the grand scheme of things.
One of the most exciting topics in astrobiology and the hunt for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, is whether our galaxy contains other civilizations capable of interstellar travel and colonization. And if this is the case, how long will it take for them to spread across the Milky Way, and where are they most likely to settle? Well, the answer is dependent on various factors, including the speed of their spacecraft, the frequency with which they launch, the range of their probes, the durability of their technology, and the velocity of the stars themselves. The speed of travel is an important component in determining how quickly and far a civilization may explore and colonize the cosmos. The faster the spaceship, the shorter the trip time, and the greater the amount of space accessible. There are, however, physical and practical restrictions to how quickly a spaceship may go. The speed of light is the ultimate limit, yet even approaching it would require massive quantities of energy and powerful propulsion technology. Furthermore, speedier spacecraft would be more vulnerable to interstellar dust, radiation, and collisions. Most interstellar travel estimates imply that a civilization will travel at sub-light speeds, similar to our own spaceships at approximately 30 kilometers per second. At this rate, it would take roughly 140,000 years to cross the Milky Way's diameter, which is about 120,000 light-years. Now, this may appear to be a long period, yet it is far less than the age of the galaxy, which is about 13 billion years. As a result, a civilization may be able to explore and colonize the entire galaxy in a fraction of its lifetime. This model, however, presupposes that civilization will launch spaceships in all directions, continually and uniformly. In reality, various factors may affect the direction and frequency of launches. A civilization, for example, may opt to target neighboring stars that are more likely to have habitable planets, or avoid regions that are overcrowded or unfriendly. Internal and external barriers to a civilization's expansion, such as social conflicts, environmental problems, or cosmic disasters, may also exist. And the motion of the stars themselves is another aspect that influences interplanetary travel and colonization. The Milky Way is a dynamic system of stars revolving around a common center rather than a static structure. The stars move at different speeds and in different directions depending on their distance from the galactic center and where they are in the spiral arms. This means that some stars may migrate closer or further apart over time, presenting opportunities or stumbling blocks for colonization. And Jason T. Wright et al.'s recent computer simulation demonstrates how star motion might influence the expansion of a civilization across the galaxy. The simulation assumes that a civilization utilizes spacecraft that travel at 1% the speed of light, approximately 3,000 kilometers per second, have a range of 10 light-years, and launch every 100,000 years. The simulation also takes into account the galaxy's gravity and rotation, as well as the distribution and sorts of stars. The simulation shows that stellar motion can aid colonization by providing a diffusing effect that increases the number of stars that can be colonized. The simulation also demonstrates that around the galactic center, where stars are denser and closer together, colonization is faster and more efficient. According to the simulation, if a civilization begins around the galactic center, it can inhabit the majority of the galaxy in less than 300 million years. However, if a civilization begins near the galactic rim, it may take significantly longer to reach other parts of the galaxy. In addition, the simulation shows that colonization is not uniform or complete across the galaxy. Depending on their proximity to the origin and stellar density, some places may be more heavily populated than others. And due to stellar velocity or other circumstances, some places may also remain unpopulated or isolated. The simulation also implies that colonization may not be long-term or sustained. Some colonies may perish as a result of technological failure or natural disasters, while others may be re-established by other colonies or civilizations. The simulation provides an intriguing look into how the speed of travel and star motion can affect whether or not an alien civilization can colonize the cosmos. It does, however, have some limitations and ambiguities. It does not, for example, take into account other facets of interplanetary travel and colonization, such as communication, cooperation, conflict, culture, or ethics. It also ignores other potential means or motivations for exploration and extension, such as wormholes, artificial homes, or virtual reality. So when the colonists Musk wants to send to Mars arrive, will they meet aliens on the red planet? For decades, scientists have speculated about the prospect of discovering life on Mars. Several missions have been dispatched to Mars to investigate the surface and atmosphere for indications of water, organic compounds, fossils, or microorganisms. So far, several implications and anomalies imply that Mars may have been livable in the past or may presently harbor some type of life beneath its surface, waiting for Musk's crew to discover. The existence of methane in the Martian atmosphere is one of the most fascinating clues. Methane is a gas that can be created naturally or by biological entities. The majority of methane in the atmosphere on Earth is produced by living organisms, such as bacteria, plants, and animals. However, the origin of methane on Mars is still unknown. Some scientists believe that methane could be produced on Mars through volcanic activity, meteorite impacts, chemical reactions, or even ancient or contemporary life forms. Another hint is the discovery of organic compounds on Mars. Organic molecules are carbon and hydrogen chemicals that are required for life as we know it. Organic molecules were discovered in old sedimentary rocks near Gale Crater, which was once a lake billions of years ago, by NASA's Curiosity rover in 2018. The rover also identified seasonal fluctuations in methane levels in the atmosphere, which may imply biological or geological activity. These findings, however, do not prove that life today or has existed on Mars because organic compounds and methane can have non-biological origins. A third hint, however, is the discovery of liquid water on Mars. Water is regarded as one of the most important components of life since it supports various chemical reactions and biological processes. And NASA claimed in 2015 that it had discovered signs of flowing water on Mars during the warm seasons. The water was salty and brackish, which could lower its freezing point and allow it to remain liquid under Martian conditions. However, the water was thin and fleeting, which could limit its ability to support life. Musk's colonists could discover signs or remains of early life forms on Mars, which would be a tremendous scientific finding and a watershed moment in human history. Alternatively, Musk's colonists may accidentally or actively carry certain terrestrial life forms to Mars with them. Musk's mission may face ethical and ecological quandaries as a result of this, as it may contaminate or alter the Martian ecosystem.